We are at the world premiere for The Eyes of Ghana.
This powerful documentary is the perfect choice to open the festival.
What happens when the former president of the United States of America decides to tell a story about Ghana?
So thrilled and excited for this historical moment for Ghana, for Africa.
Not just any story, but a story that was never meant to be told about the country.
African history is world history. You are going to learn firsthand just the importance of what preserving truth and memory looks like. Without further ado, The Eyes of Ghana.
Not just any story, but a story that was not meant to be seen and heard by Ghanaians.
I'm Ben Moses, and we're both producers on The Eyes of Ghana.
Well, it's really exciting to be here. It's sunny and beautiful at the Hamptons Film Festival. It's a special film festival for me because I played Bobby Wine, my very first feature here. I think that's like really good luck, you know.
And in this video on Kweku Africa, we break it down. But all that you gotta do is to send money back home through Lemfi. So if you are in America, Canada, UK, or any part of Europe, use Lemfi to send money back to Africa. And there are no hidden charges. It is absolutely free. And you even get money back. £10 back if you use my code Kweku Africa, and you get £10 back. So sign up on Lemfi today and thank me later. Now let's get into the story.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
We are at the world premiere for The Eyes of Ghana.
I'm Tom Powers, the documentary programmer at the Toronto International Film Festival, and I can't think of a better way to kick off this festival than with The Eyes of Ghana, because it's a film that's about the power of cinema.
I'm very grateful that we have the opportunity to show it here. I'm so excited to see where the film goes.
There really are no words for how excited I am premiering this film with this entire team.
Hello, Toronto! Rock and I are so excited for you to see a film that we're really proud of.
This powerful documentary is the perfect choice to open the festival.
We're so thrilled and excited for this historical moment for Ghana, for Africa.
African history is world history. You are going to learn firsthand just the importance of what preserving truth and memory looks like. Without further ado, The Eyes of Ghana.
It was a glorious experience making this movie together, and a real coalition between Canadian filmmakers, American filmmakers, Ghanaian filmmakers, and just a beautiful highlight of my life.
What a beautiful cinematic masterpiece. It's a beautiful film. Go see it, watch it, tell everybody about it. It's amazing.
Reverend Hess was such a captivating character. I could have watched maybe, another hour of him just talking. He's so passionate.
It was so touching to see so many passionate people telling their story.
Wonderful homage to both cinema and to a history of a nation that should be known to everybody.
I just want to thank everybody who came out to support The Eyes of Ghana and its world premiere. It could not have been a more special evening. Thank you for helping us appreciate Chris Hessie and Anita Aponu and Mr. Otto and everybody who came together to make this film possible. It was a very special night, so thank you for coming out.
After 1966, after the overthrow of Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of the Republic of Ghana, the new regime didn't just remove him from power. In fact, they tried to remove him from history itself. Orders were given to destroy the film, burn every reel, and erase every image of Kwame Nkrumah. Because if you control the story, then you can control the future. But then they forgot one man, Chris Hessie. Now, Chris Hessie was not a politician, was not a soldier, but he was just a man with a camera and a decision to make. And for over a decade, he filmed Africa's most defining movement: independence, leadership, and identity. So when the order came to burn it all, he did something unthinkable. In fact, he refused. Instead, he hid the truth and for 60 years in a quiet vault in London, paying for it himself year after year, protecting history while the world moved on. And decades later, the archives resurfaced thousands of reels about Ghana and Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, which is untouched, which is unseen, and what they revealed was too powerful to be ignored. It caught the attention of global storytellers, including Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Obama, and through Higher Ground Production, they partnered with director Ben Bradford and brought this hidden story to life, a film called The Eyes of Ghana.
Hi, I'm Monica Salazar. I'm the editor of the film, and we're at AFI Fest for the LA premiere of The Eyes of Ghana. Today is very special. This is the very first time I get to see the film with an audience, and I'll be in the Q&A, and I'm just excited to share it with the world.
I mean, I've never had a film in this festival before, and so it took me 15 minutes to drive here, so it's my hometown festival.
I'm excited for this hometown crowd to see the film for the first time and get their reaction to this work of art.
The love that went into the filmmaking. I think we were so blessed to have a team of really dedicated and passionate people come aboard to tell this story that's been decades in the making.
Working on a film about a cinematographer was very inspiring. It helped at a lot of locations, including Accra, are naturally very photogenic.
The documentary is as much a time capsule of the African independence movement as it is a love letter to cinema.
I feel really, really proud to be from Ghana, to have family and roots in Ghana, and it feels especially wonderful to be in a moment like this where we get to celebrate Ghana in all of its richness and texture and stories. I think there's more to say and more to tell, and hopefully this is one of many, many films about Ghana.
Thank you everybody who came out to the screening tonight. It was so wonderful to be here with all of our friends and all the crew from Los Angeles. It was a really sweet night. Thank you all.
I hope the audiences take away the importance of preserving film, the importance of using film as a historical archive of the world, and also for all the film students out there to keep on filming.
As Chris Hessie would say, keep on filming.
I'm Ben Moses, and we're both producers on The Eyes of Ghana.
Well, it's really exciting to be here. It's sunny and beautiful at the Hamptons Film Festival. It's a special film festival for me because I played Bobby Wine, my very first feature here. I think that's like really good luck, The Eyes of Ghana, a documentary about Chris Hessie, our wonderful storyteller.
Filmed the life of the first president of Ghana.
A history that was almost lost. The original films were banned, so I'm looking forward to the experience, the thoughts from the audience, and what they think about the film.
And it's coming to you right now at the U.S. premiere at the Hamptons International Film Festival. We are at the world premiere for The Eyes of Ghana.
I'm Tom Powers, the documentary programmer at the Toronto International Film Festival, and I can't think of a better way to kick off this festival than with The Eyes of Ghana, because it's a film that's about the power of cinema.
I'm very grateful that we have the opportunity to show it here. I'm so excited to see where the film goes.
There really are no words for how excited I am premiering this film with this entire team.
Hello, Toronto. Barack and I are so excited for you to see a film that we're really proud of.
This powerful documentary is the perfect choice to open the festival.
We're so thrilled and excited for this historical moment for Ghana, for Africa.
African history is world history. You are going to learn firsthand just the importance of what preserving truth and memory looks like. Without further ado, The Eyes of Ghana.
It was a glorious experience making this movie together, and a real coalition between Canadian filmmakers, American filmmakers, Ghanaian filmmakers, and just a beautiful highlight of my life.
What a beautiful cinematic masterpiece. It's a beautiful film. Go see it, watch it, tell everybody about it. It's amazing.
Reverend Hess was such a captivating character. I could have watched maybe, another hour of him just talking. He's so passionate.
It was so touching to see so many passionate people telling their story.
wonderful homage to both cinema and to a history of a nation that should be known to everybody.
I just want to thank everybody who came out to support The Eyes of Ghana and its world premiere. It could not have been a more special evening. Thank you for helping us appreciate Chris Hessie and Anita Afonu and Mr. Addo and everybody who came together to make this film possible. It was a very special night, so thank you for coming out.
Why was this Ghanaian documentarian's films burned in the 60s, and what does it say about Ghana's cinematographic history and legacy? The Eyes of Ghana is a 2025 documentary produced by Anita Afonu and Nanadro Frimpong and directed by Ben Proudfoot. And it takes us through the life of Chris Hessie, who was Kwame Nkrumah's personal filmmaker and a cinematographer who came up during the golden age of Ghana's film industry. And Chris Hessie reveals that even though the coup government burned his films in 1966 in an effort to destroy Kwame Nkrumah's legacy, he managed to store negatives of those films in a vault in London. This film also briefly covers or touches on the restoration of the Rex, which was one of the liveliest places for Accra's cinematic culture in the wake of Ghana's independence. What did I think this documentary did well? Well, it includes some really interesting details. One of my favorite ones was the fact that even though Nkrumah used a walking stick, it wasn't a medical or aesthetic choice. It was used to develop a language between himself and Hessie, so that if he tapped the stick a certain way, it meant Hessie had to stop filming, start filming, or to film him from certain angles. I also love that Chris Hessie was just allowed to speak, and even though he's 93, he's battling glaucoma, he's really lucid, he's very active, and he just brings a certain warmth to the film, and the way that he talks about film, and the way that he talks about Nkrumah, and the way that he talks about the vision for Africa's unity. This film is not a complex, sophisticated retelling of the genesis of Ghana's post-independence film industry. Also doesn't really go into the politics of image making or filmmaking during this era, and the history of the Rex or the Rex cinema is a bit scant. I did think that there were a lot of stories being told, a lot of histories being narrated in the film which were not tied together very well, but I think that ultimately Chris Hessie's stories, Chris Hessie's perspectives really made the film shine, and I also didn't want to saddle the film with too many expectations, so there's that. The Eyes of Ghana has been screened around the world. I'll tag their Instagram account, and I think every African, every cinephile, everyone who loves the history of cinema should see this where and when they can, because it's an absolutely beautiful ode and tribute to one of Ghana's most important documentarians.
From a hidden vault to the golden stage, the movie was premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. The story was almost denied. By now, it is being seen by an entire of the world. Now, this story is so emotional because for years, generations grew up without seeing their own story. They studied others, watched others, and learned others, but never saw themselves until now. Producer Anita Afonu explains that this is about Sankofa going back to move forward. Without Chris Hessie, Ghana wouldn't just lose a film, but it will lose proof of its identity. Now, what do you think of Hessie? And if you have watched the film, what was the impressions about the film, which was being produced by Barack Obama and wife Michelle Obama? Leave your comment in the comment section. It's a wrap for today.